Ladies and Gibsonistas, here we have today, nom 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 nom, a fabulous 1999 Les Paul Standard Lite double cut, as you can see. So let's have a listen. Noisy tune, and then we'll listen to the pickups, and then I shall tell you what I can about it. And it's got quite an interesting story, I don't mind telling you. So let's go. Okay, so pickup time, and we will start with, come on, let's be down here, let's have a proper look. So have I gone down far enough? There we go. Okay, so we will start with the Bridge 57 PAF, yes. Clean, cutting, punchy, quality, you know the score. Into the centre. Beautiful. And onto the, I think it's a 490R in the neck, but I did whip the pickups out and take a photo of them because that's what I always do, and it's just stamped Gibson, whereas the 57 in the bridge position does have the PAF sticker. So anyway, here we go onto the Gibson, and I assume, from what I can gather from the blurb, 490R. Beautiful. Let's have a chat. So, what you will find throughout my discourse is that I will probably have to refer to my notes because there's an awful lot to tell you about this fabulous guitar. Okay, so origins. The origins were, well, actually, the origins were, or oranges even, the origins were back in the 50s, where they made the special and the juniors as a double cut. However, let's move a great deal further, nearer to the present day, and the short story is is look at it. It's a PRS, isn't it? It's a PRS made by Gibson. You could not say that it was a PRS copy, because PRS actually nicked the original design and style from Gibson's juniors and specials. So that is that. Now, those juniors and specials were actually the forerunners of the SG. And of course it transformed eventually to have those devil's horns and what have you. Basically what you've got is a PRS guitar that was made by Gibson, if you like. So there were two basic types. There was the first one was the Les Paul DC double cut standard, and then there was the standard Lite, which featured, and it's not just a clever name, that is, I mean Lite as the Americans spell it, but it is actually Light, because these do not weigh as much, because they have a chambered body. And remarkably and very, very happily, they're not neck heavy, or at least I don't feel any neck heaviness. Actually, these are really, really, really comfortable to wear. And main differences are, and I'm going to whip a Les Paul standard studio out in a second just to show you a little something. So these have got, as you can see, 24 frets, and really speaking, with 24 frets, actually what it does, so you've got a full 2 octave range here, but what it actually does is it lets you access fret 22 more easily than you would do on a regular Les Paul. So let me see now. Oh, I've got loads of stuff written down here. Oh yeah, so it's got now these never had the binding, and so the regular standards do have neck binding, but the Lights do not have the neck binding, but they do have the correct mother of pearl inlay headstock there with the Les Paul silkscreen, and they were given all gold appointments. So you've got a gold, as it turns out this is a shallow item, because the old one, the original one, which I still have, became quite tarnished. So this is in fact actually a shallow one, but nothing wrong with that. And of course you've got these gold Grovers. You can see from the serial number there that this is in fact 1999. If you put your head on sideways, and there actually is a tiny ding. I think it's there. There is a tiny little ding in the neck. Yeah, it's there. But that is totally unnoticeable when you're playing. You can't feel it. You don't know it's there. Now, one of the absolutely brilliant things about this, the body neck heel joint is immaculate, as is the volute. And so yes, the great thing about these, which actually hails back to historic values, is that these, because they have this 24 fret neck, is that they've got the long tenor, and that is something that is terrific to find. That means that construction wise, you've got a really super solid instrument. So of course we've got two humbuckers, and as I may have burbled about earlier, in the neck here you've got a 490R, and it's just stamped Gibson, and in the neck here, from what I can understand, it is a 57 humbucker, and it is stamped with the PAF, that PAF sticker. So you've got regular ABR tunematic and regular stop tail there, all gold finished with your gold hat, single tone, single volume, and a 3-position toggle switch. Now that lag that I did the other day had the toggle switch just a few inches up this way, and it was very, very easily hittable. This is in a sensible place. But you know, whatever you select, you're not going to hit it. So yes, they're a little bit slimmer than a regular Les Paul, and they are, just let me refer to my notes. Yeah, so when PRS started in 1985, it took Gibson 13 years to compete with them with this 24 frets and the long neck tenon, and it does for all the world look like a PRS, but of course it's got that important logo there, so you know it's a quality instrument. These came with very, very high spec maple tops, and I'm not sure if you can tell from this aspect, but it does have quite a pot belly here. I do like that. It reminds me a little bit of that the Paul in that regard. So what you will notice, if I just drag up that robot, and what I do want you to look at is the position of the pickups. So you'll notice that on the Gibson standard studio, that the pickups are a great deal further apart than on this standard Lite DC, and that is of course because it's got 2 more frets, and the scale is still the same, remarkably, but so the pickups are an awful lot closer together, as I'm sure you can see there. So that, I think I've covered pretty much everything there, but there's no two ways about it. That, I mean, Gibson don't make anything that's rubbish, and these have been introduced, discontinued, reintroduced, and they're still around now, and for my money, they really are in pretty much custom shop territory. And the only difference between the standard DC and the standard Lite is, of course, the Lite weighs less, but you've still got the mother of pearl headstock inlay there, but you don't have headstock or neck binding, but you've still got the trapezoid inlays. And Gary Moore plays one of these in, you can actually see him playing live in Montreux, playing a tune called The Prophet. It's quite similar to Parisian, and still got the blues and that tune that I just played before. So there you go. That is it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trans amber. Not trans amber, I'm talking on my hat as usual. Trans blue. They came in trans amber and trans red as well. And really, to say that this is as old as it is in. Oh yeah, the jack plate also, you will note, is kind of oblong because the body's a little bit thinner, whereas they're a little more kind of square on the standards. You got with it as standard strap lock strap buttons here, and this one does come with a strap that's got the proper locking things on it that match with this. I think it's an Ernie ball sack. So there you go. Beautiful, beautiful guitar. Very, very easy to play. Fabulous pickups. Just terrific sound. And even though it's a slightly different shape, and you know, there are some subtle differences between this and a regular Les Paul. It does feel just like a Les Paul with easier access right up here, and that, for those of us who like playing right up here, is really a godsend. It's very, very nice. So that's it from me and the DC Lite. Thank you all ever so much for watching, and it's adios from Roxy, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ra.